Welcome. I'm Clint Lambert. I'm the host today for Village in Motion here on Wednesday, December the 5th at Green Spring. And we have in the studio with us this morning two of our very important dining services personnel. We have the executive chef, Michael Ritt, and we have the dietitian, Mary Smith.
Ooh.
And we're so glad to have both of you with us.
Oh, we're happy to be here.
It's a good day, good day.
Good day, right? Okay,
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people realize, but Mary is actually part of the overall team in dining services.
That's
and
correct.
as a dietitian. And you and Michael have been doing the show now for about 6 months or so,
Actually,
right?
about a year.
About a
About a
year.
year.
Since I started
And
working
we,
here.
We just, was it last week, 2 weeks ago, did our My Nutrition class that we've
Do every
partnered
quarter.
on. That, and we're looking at also doing a taped version of the My Nutrition class for those who can't quite make it to the live show.
Wonderful.
So that's been going well. I know that Mary, along with Helen Chung, the other dietitian, have
Correct.
been doing
Yeah.
a lot of tabling, some of that in IL, during the season, during different times of the year, just, to table some information out there about the dining program and eating healthy.
Okay. And speaking of that, Mary, how do we eat healthy? What do we need to do?
Well, we have a abbreviated show. It's
Okay.
this morning, so I actually think we're going to hit some of the more important notes that are specific to December right now for the residents,
Okay.
so that they can hear their information here first. Of course, everything we discuss here will be available in their cubbies and also at the host stand in each venue.
right.
And if we have some extra time, I'm definitely going to go over some
All
healthy
right.
eating tips during
Okay.
the holidays.
We're going to hold you to that.
Yeah, but I'm sure people don't really want to hear that yet. They want to know what they're eating first,
There
and
you
then
go.
they'll hear, okay, how do I make sure I don't eat too much of it?
Right.
So,
Let's talk about fireside construction. We're in week 2. Everything's going as planned. No new news about it. I think as far as the production of the food and operations, I hats off to Chef Mark and Willie and Shannon and Corey and that whole team, and even the CB3 Jefferson team, Anna and Javier and Tata and Tierra and that whole team over there. That what people don't realize is we're combining 2 full staffs
Yes.
into one kitchen, production kitchen, and we're producing the meals there, transporting them back. The big thing is that we're keeping the meal as close to possible with the soup and the salad, the composed salad and the dessert bar, plus the 4 entrees, and we're still doing the plated service. We wanted to keep the service as close as to what it was prior to the construction, so the residents can still enjoy that dining service that we give them. And I think everything's been going pretty well. Again, with the menuing, and we're waiting on some equipment to come in that's going to even help with the process. So that's going pretty well.
Good.
and then on top of that, if residents have further questions about the construction, Potomac Cafe and Fireside are having their town hall. It's December 18th.
Okay.
It'll be at the Fireside Dining Room, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
So December 18th, 10 till 11,
Yes.
Fireside Dining Room, to learn the information about the construction.
If you have any questions or just want to hear in more detail what's going on.
Okay.
And then also for more of the Potomac Cafe side, it's from 11 a.m. to noon.
Okay.
So if you want to stay for both, it's 10 to noon. I know that Corey and them will be happy to have any questions.
But I understand it's probably, we're looking at anywhere from 3 to 6 months before this will be over with.
We're looking around the 4-month period.
Okay.
And we talked about it at our focus group, and there's a lot involved in the construction. I always tell people it's well worth the wait. We're really upgrading that kitchen. Obviously, it's the oldest building. You have stuff in there that's 20 plus years old. So it's not just a facelift, but we're doing some really detailed construction in there. And once that's all done, we're going to open up again for the kitchen tours. I think it's going to be a really great opportunity for the residents to get in there and see what we're doing. A lot of the stuff we're also doing, I talk about, you're getting all the new equipment, and didn't we just do a changeover? That was one of the questions at Signature Dining. Signature Dining, we brought in some of the equipment for the program itself, but now there's more detailed floors, walls, ceilings, the hoods, and upgrading equipment.
But we can learn all about that at the town hall, right?
that's
Absolutely.
correct.
December 18th, 10
Yes, sir.
o'clock.
10
All
o'clock.
right,
Be
all
there.
right. Be there.
Okay.
Okay. And Mary, other things?
Yes, so of course the holiday season is upon us, and so we're going to have some changes in hours, mainly for Christmas Day and New Year's Day. And when I say mainly, only New Year's Day and Christmas Day. This information will be posted at the venues, the host stands. Are they going to put it in the copies too, I
I
imagine?
think usually we do Village Bridge, Channel 6, Community Board,
Right.
Host Desk, and you'll be able to someone's making some coffee, smells great. But, the usual communication avenues that we take, and again, it's the same pretty much, Christmas Day and New Year's Day, we do pretty much the same hours throughout the
Right.
community. Bistro will be closed. We're going to do Christmas, the meals are going to be, signature dining obviously will be suspended.
Right.
And we'll have some really nice Christmas meals for everybody.
Very good. Very good.
And that's where you got to watch what you eat, right? At Christmas.
Yes. And the specifics of
Right.
that, so Fireside is going to be dine-in only from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
Potomac Cafe is carry-out only, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And then Woodland Skies is plated service from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then Jefferson, the buffet is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Carry-out is going to be for Jefferson 11 a.m. to 1:30. So,
Okay.
and once again, all this information will be posted in multiple locations, because I know once that you just hear it here, that
But
you need to hear it again and see it again.
There will not
so.
be reservations that day, right?
No, I don't think they do reservations during the holidays.
Right.
No.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Other fun things, so we have the Clement Pastry Shop.
We have our bake sale starting. We do it every year. We
Yes.
just did our Thanksgiving
That
one.
starts today, doesn't it?
It does start today,
It does start
December
today, and
5th.
we added a new item on there. And anybody who's familiar with a Smith Island cake,
Yes. Yes.
so we added the Smith
sounds
Island
good.
cake, one
Wonderful.
of my favorites.
Yeah.
If you like chocolate and a lot of layers,
Yes.
it's the cake to get. But again, all your ordering will be at the store only, no call-in orders. You'll go in with the form will be there with all the information.
They'll be at all stores.
At all 3 stores, and you
Okay.
can put your order in wherever you want to pick it up. I advise you to order at that store.
Okay.
Though we'll bring them in. I think we'll bring them in the 22nd. We'll bring in the Friday before Christmas, and that we'll disperse them. They'll on the form. They'll have all the information of pickup, the date and the time. And we've been doing it a couple years now. It's been pretty successful. I think
Right.
people enjoy it. Takes away the do I have to go out and get something or do I have to
Yeah.
make something? We'll bring it right to you. You
Sounds
know,
great.
and I think this year we looked at what we did this year is we looked at what we sold last year and pretty much put those items on there and just added a few extra items. So I encourage, if you have family or friends you're going to see or coming in here, or you just want to get, a couple peppermint cupcakes for yourself.
Just to sweeten up,
Just
right?
to get
Just to sweeten up for the
guaranteed
holidays.
to taste good. There we go, right? You don't have to worry about it not tasting good. So that's good, yeah. And it starts today.
All right.
So that's exciting.
And also today, just don't forget for anybody, we have the bazaar today.
Going down in
The
Hunters
holiday
Crossing
bazaar.
Conference Center. I
Right.
encourage
Lots
you.
of fun things.
We're going to run from here.
We're
We're
going to
going.
run from here because it's already started.
But
Yes.
yeah, it's a great. Go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a great activity for residents, and I think some of the staff goes down there as well. They'll have a hot dog bar down there, so you can get yourself something to eat. And there's a whole bunch of I don't know if I noticed when I was coming in today the line up at the gate for all the vendors coming
Oh
in.
yeah. Well, also
So-
also family friends. I mean,
Yeah, so there's a lot of vendors down there. I encourage everybody to check it out. It's
Yes.
a really good time.
Good, good.
All right.
And other things we should check out, Mary, in
Well,
regards to the holidays?
Yeah, so I was just going to talk about some healthy eating during the holidays,
Oh,
if that's
right.
okay.
Yeah,
I think for
okay.
our last couple of minutes.
Yes.
I think I should also mention, of course, the E. coli outbreak is happening. Just want to make sure that residents know that the dining administration staff were very on top of it. There's no romaine lettuce here since the outbreak happened.
Correct.
And there won't be until further notice, until everyone knows that it's
They're
safe.
totally clear.
We do know that the romaine lettuce that we get from our source, it's safe, but because they have kind of just eliminated it, it's mainly sourced in California is where the romaine outbreak, E. coli
Right.
outbreak happened.
Yeah, basically our produce house stopped all their shipments
Right.
to play it safe. And until they're given the go-ahead from the CDC that they've tested the new crops, we're going to just put a hold on it.
Good.
And once that's given the green light, they'll bring in their supply and then we'll move forward.
Well, I thought it was wonderful. I ate at Women's Guys last night, and they had bib lettuce, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So and we gave the chefs alternatives they can go with.
Yeah.
Field greens, bib lettuce.
Spinach, kale.
Go on.
Well, I mean, just saying those healthy eatings, there's still ways to include greens in
Yes.
your diet over this holiday. And we were just talking before the show that I was looking up some statistics, and they're saying that an average person will gain about 5 pounds from Thanksgiving to New Year's. All based off
average.
of
Yeah, well, I'm not
I'm
average.
above average.
Well, I found that startling. I was like, oh my gosh, that's kind of terrifying. So ways to avoid that is find those other greens. You know, you don't have to stick to romaine lettuce. You
Yes.
can make salads with iceberg lettuce and, you know,
Absolutely.
greens, kale, spinach.
Red
those
leaf,
are
green
still.
leaf.
But iceberg
Yeah.
lettuce doesn't have any nutrition in it.
But you know, you can add things to the salad to make it more enjoyable. I mean, I still like it. It's crunchy. That's what I enjoy about it. You get a little crunch.
I agree. The bib lettuce, red leaf, green
Yes.
leaf. You can go with mesclun mix, field
Very good.
greens, spinach.
We have lots of options still available for the
Right.
residents.
Okay. Other things that we should be eating that would be healthy over the holidays?
Oh, well, I was just going to do some tips actually.
Oh, okay.
So I think that something that can help prevent that average 5-pound weight gain is a lot of times during the holidays it's very much about, well, it's not about the food, but food is the main attraction to a lot of events.
Yes.
So figuring out how you want to plan your drinks. So a lot of times we have extra like special spirited drinks, cocktails, but figuring out, would you prefer to have just your drink at the appetizer or at dinner or after dinner, but not doing all three? A lot of residents and people don't realize that alcohol is very high in calories. And
Well,
that is,
120 calories a glass of wine.
yeah, so it adds up very quickly.
Yes.
So choosing just one of those times to have a drink, whatever you enjoy the most, is a good idea. Another great one is that also a lot of times people are just handing out baked goods as ways to bless their other residents.
Right.
Or like I know that coworkers, we exchange cookies and we have all these fun desserts out. And a great way to make sure you're not eating them all at once is putting half of them in the freezer and distributing it. I do that. I actually find that I like things frozen better too, which can be a little dangerous, but that way you're not tempted to eat it all at once.
Right.
And it lasts longer. Freezing is a great way to make sure that you're not changing the taste and it's not going to get old. And it's still going to be enjoyable.
And a lot of the staff and residents love for people to get lots of goodies over the holidays and put them on their shelf.
Yeah.
Come
I'm not sure about
Come
that.
taste.
Yeah.
As you're walking down the hall.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
smorgasbord.
Right.
there we go. Also, exercising during the holidays still. One of the great things about Green Spring is everything. You can stay inside and walk for miles,
Yes.
really, and never have to go outside. So instead of just after dinner, just sitting down, go for a leisure walk. Maybe you'll pick up some treats on some resident doors.
Sure.
But if not, you can always go and just catch up with a friend at that time. So that's a good idea, too.
Very, very good. Well, some neat ideas, neat tips, okay? And to just be aware of what we're eating and not eat too much of it, huh?
Yeah, moderation. And don't
Moderation.
skip meals either, especially with medications. You want to make sure that you're still eating appropriately for whatever medication you are on. So that's really important.
Okay. And Michael, other things are happening in the kitchen?
Well, I think everybody knows that the bistro has new hours, and also it's taken the flex meal now, and they're doing dinner reservations, and we have a new menu, so that's going pretty well. You know, we opened it up and got a lot of resident feedback that we utilized that information and made some changes to the menu, and I think people are happily surprised that we've kept a lot of the bistro favorites, but we've also incorporated a few of the signature dining favorites, because we see that there's going to be, residents who enjoy signature dining coming over there. It's another operation for residents to enjoy with the flex meal. I think as we move forward, we're looking at doing a lot of fun things there. This is only, again, the second week.
Right.
So baby steps, but we've gotten a lot of good positive feedback.
Good.
And it's a larger, the menu's a little bit bigger.
But it's a standard menu, though, right, for the entire week?
Correct. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to copy the signature format, which is going to be changing every month, like Fireside After Construction of Woodland Skies does. And then we'll have the weekly specials in there, just like they do. And then we'll have the signature soup, which right now is the forest mushroom, which is a huge favorite. Right. And then we'll do the daily soup as well. So,
Okay. Sounds great.
yeah.
So a lot of opportunities to eat and to enjoy
Yeah.
and socialize and get out and do
You and I've had this conversation for almost 7 years. I challenge you to try to go hungry here.
There you go. Exactly. And I haven't for 10 and a half. Very good. Well, thank both of you for being with us this morning and
Of
sharing your
course. Thank you so
information.
much.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you
as
too.
well.